For my research assignment, I observed the potential learning advantages impoverished students and students who are impoverished conditions faced when entering our classrooms. Of the numerous articles used for this research topic, a few common disadvantages discussed included the academic performance and the ability to develop social skills. What was found in most articles centered around the gap between academic performance between students of poorer households and their wealthier peers. Additionally, it also examined the ability to develop social skills like communication, listening, critical thinking, collaboration. A few areas of the brain affected by these impoverished conditions include the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortical, and the amygdala. The hippocampus and the prefrontal cortical deal with parts of the brain that are related to memory, complex thinking, reasoning, and decision-making. Meanwhile, the amygdala is linked to areas of the brain related to clinical depression and psychiatric illness. Again, this relates back to academic performance and the ability to develop social skills, as can be examined with these three parts of the brain. And as discussed earlier, students who grow in impoverished households and more disadvantaged circumstances perform significantly lower on assessments, tests, exams, or anything that really evaluates their comprehension and understanding. They are also less likely to cooperate and collaborate with others. They come to school not ready to learn. A lot of this has to do with either not having the nutrients they need to focus, or the sleep they need to stay awake and focus, or simply just not having access to the technology and resources at home that their peers in class might have access to. Additionally, they often lack a private, quiet space. That might be because they share a room with their sibling, or they have a smaller home but a bigger family. And lastly, they are at higher risk of developing clinical depression and other long-lasting social disadvantages, which again relates to the inability to communicate, collaborate, and critically think on their feet. A few things that educators can do to meet these needs of these disadvantages impoverished students commonly face, is providing them with opportunities to experience learning outside of the classroom. So whether that's taking them to just anywhere at the school that's outside of class, if they can take them to a field trip, if they can take them to any other setting that's not the regular classroom space. Differentiate instruction, so really considering your visual, your auditorial, your verbal learner, your oral learners, and also just providing different assessments for them different types of assessments for them to really demonstrate their understanding. So whether that's essays, and then incorporating that with PowerPoints that they can use, pictures, audio, videos, if they can submit anything art related, leading into project-based curriculum and regularly implementing social emotional learning. So using project-based curriculum to have them regularly collaborate with other students and communicate with other students, share ideas with other students, and able to develop empathy and sympathy for each other, and understanding and building perspectives. And another thing teachers can do is scheduling interventions with students, and if possible with their parents. That way they're able to really understand how their individual students learn, what they can do to accommodate them, what the parents can do if the parents have any suggestions, if the student has any like questions, suggestions, and lastly, just creating a positive classroom culture where students feel appreciated, acknowledged, they feel respected,